I'm Jenna Rosenstein, and today I have a very first look at an exciting new beauty product from a brand you probably recognize. This is a beauty blender, and no, it's not a new kind of sponge. It's actually the brand's first ever foundation called Bounce. This is it right here, and it comes in 32 blends, not shades. It's weightless, it has a whipped, airy texture, velvety, sort of matte finish, not too matte, not too glowy, and I'm so excited to give it a try for the very first time. So this is what the foundation bottle looks like. It's kind of freaky, like it's weird, right?
I like it.
You like it?
Oh yeah, the shape is awesome.
It's cool. It has like a little beauty blender shape in here, and what you do, there's a lock on the back and you unlock it, and then you squeeze it, and it goes into this well. Isn't that so cool?
Multifunctional, I love it.
I know. So we already shade matched you. There's 32, well, we call it shade matching, but there's 32 blends. They call it blends instead of shades because of like blender,
Beauty blender.
Exactly. So we just shade matched you, and we think you're 4.4, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a hard time finding foundation in your shade usually?
Sometimes it depends. Usually I go for MAC because I tend to do pretty well when it comes to my shade. But yeah, if I'm talking like drugstore beauty, then definitely not.
So we just shade matched you really quickly, and we decided we think you're 375, and which is this guy right here. Let's go for it. So what shade are you?
I am, I believe this is the 370 or
370.
3.7, depending on how we want to phrase that or word that.
370, 3.7, we're not sure yet. Do you have a hard time finding foundations in your shade usually?
I do, yeah. I would usually say that I buy 2 different shades and then end up blending.
Okay, so do you want to take one beauty blender? I have one here.
I pick you.
There we go. So we have to mist it first. I don't know if you've used a beauty blender before, have you?
Twice in my life.
Only twice?
Yes.
Oh my god. Wow.
Hello. You're here to teach me.
I will teach you everything you need to know.
Good.
So beauty blenders, they come this small, but then you have to mist them with water or run them under a sink or something. I prefer like a fancy mist because I'm bougie, you know, what can I do? So you just mist it until it's a little bouncy, and you can see it increases in size as you get it wet. So go for it.
Cute.
It was a little bit hard to shade match you.
Yeah, I have some weird undertones that I don't fully understand all over my face. So yeah, but I think 410 is good.
Okay, so we'll see how it looks like when it dries down on your
Absolutely.
face. So now you've unlocked your thing, so now go ahead and squirt it out. It takes a little bit of time.
Alright, let's like get this going. Okay, it's kind of like a workout.
A new bottle. A new bottle always takes some time.
Should I do this like when it's up? No, that doesn't seem like a good idea.
No, there you go. Ooh,
Oh,
came out.
how many?
I think that's good. 2, I would say, I mean, they say like 1 pump, but I think like 2 to 3 is what a normal person would use.
Okay, so that was like 3.
Yeah, I think you're good.
Cool. So I'm just gonna dip and go.
Dip it and go for it. Where do I get? Tell me your thoughts.
Okay, well first of all, I have like bad acne scarring, so this I'm a great person to test this on because I just destroy my skin. So if this can cover my destruction, that'll be pretty impressive.
So tell me what you like about it.
It's super light. I can tell immediately as soon as I put it on too, which is nice. And then also, like, because I have like acne scarring on my skin, so like I go back and forth, especially when it comes to liquid foundations. It's hard to find like ones that give you full coverage without being too heavy.
Right.
So this is nice because I can see I'm getting really nice coverage and it doesn't feel heavy.
Like right away, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
Well, I like how like light and whipped it feels. I tend to shy away from anything that's too matte or too heavy, and I like how this feels more lightweight. And I think if I wanted to, I could probably build it on the sides, which is where I have a little bit of hyperpigmentation.
I mean, this just feels like my skin.
It doesn't feel like, it really is weightless. Like they say it has like a weightless, like whipped texture, and you can feel that.
Totally.
Yeah. Yeah, and so it definitely goes on a little shiny at first, but then as you work it in and you give it a second to dry, it does start to get that like velvety feeling. No, I think it's beautiful because it is covering like any sort of spots or like dark marks or anything, but it has a really natural like glow to it. Like it just kind of looks like your skin. And then you're right, like the color would have scared me at first because it did look like different from your face, but it's the exact same color as the rest of your body.
Yeah, I'm matching now, which I totally dig.
The coverage is nice. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm liking the dewiness of it so far. I wonder how this would blend with maybe my bronzer throughout the day.
So they said that because this comes out in a well, if you have a liquid, you can add something to it too,
that's nice.
to like sort of change
So
the
you
formula.
could tint it if you wanted
Exactly.
to. Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm really liking just how like effervescent and like light this is feeling.
Looks so fresh.
And I don't know if this is just the lights right now, but I do feel like it has like a nice, I don't know, airiness to it.
Yeah. It's like, it just is it like brings life to your skin, but it doesn't look mask-like. It just kind of feels, it does look like your skin, but a little bit better. Like you can still see the texture, like it doesn't totally mask or cover your face, but it just looks more even, you know? Yeah, if you're somebody who hates the feeling of like thick, heavy foundation, then I think you should definitely try this.
Lovely.
Yeah, it looks so good.
Thank you.
So would you recommend this formula to a friend?
Oh, definitely.
Really? Okay.
Especially since it's hard to find colors in my shade sometimes. So, I mean, this is a really good mask. I keep looking because I'm just like, wow. Usually I have a much harder time, but this is great. This is excellent.
Yeah, your skin looks really beautiful. Thank you.
I would recommend this to a friend. Also, I don't believe in spending a lot on products. How much is this, by the way?
$40?
Okay, I actually think this is worth $40 though.
That's great.
No, I do. One, it's a huge bottle, so there's a lot of product in here, and the fact that you can like blend stuff within this little well is like incredible.
It's genius.
I think it's really smart, and compared to a lot of other pricey foundations, I think this is probably worth the money.
I think as far as especially traveling purposes, like this is nice just to have like one thing that you don't have to like
And it has that lock on
worry
the
about
back,
cleanup
too.
for. The
Yeah.
lock is great. I do a lot of photo shoots as it is, and I feel like this gives me really nice coverage that I would be happy with to go to a photo shoot for.
Final thoughts is I used to think that makeup was like for special occasions and like I'll go in hard one time, but I could see myself doing this every day.
Really?
I didn't think I had time to do it, but this is, and it looks super natural and I don't feel it on my face.
Yeah, it's so lightweight. It looks great.
I'm kind of transformed, honestly.
Hi guys, let's do a little foundation check-in here. So it is about 8 o'clock here in New York, and I've had this Beautyblender foundation on for several hours now. I will say overall, I'm really impressed and happy with the dewiness and the radiance of it. I know I felt that way when I was putting it on this morning in the studio, but I actually wasn't sure if it was going to maintain throughout the day. I think I was a little concerned that maybe once I got outside it would oxidize a bit and maybe just dry my skin out, but I think it has really maintained its overall dewiness, which is a key thing for me when it comes to foundation. I will say my only critique at the moment is that the more I saw myself in natural daylight, the more I felt like maybe this shade was just a little off for me, and I did mention earlier that shade matching is actually one of my biggest stumbling points when it comes to foundation, just because I tend to always be in between colors. But overall, really happy with the finish. Nothing was cakey, nothing creased throughout the day, and I feel like it's just a nice light but yet buildable coverage.
Can I honestly say, I think I just might be in love with this foundation. Cause like, look. Like I'm just getting home. I put this on 5 hours ago. And I went to dance practice. And I went to dance practice. And I danced and sweat for an hour. And it's still on my face. So I'm impressed.
I've been running some errands around the city. It's hot out today, and I feel like overall the foundation did a really great job. It doesn't feel heavy. I think it has a nice natural finish, and I think, you know, true to the Beautyblender's nature, it really, like the product really seeped into my skin well. You know, even though I have some pretty severe acne scarring, I'm feeling pretty confident, so that's important to me, and I definitely think it's worth trying out the foundation.
So I just left my rowing class called Current Fitness, and I went with the foundation on with the intention to see how it would hold up, and it did pretty well. I usually get really flushed and red, and I don't look that red, and you can still see I have some nice coverage, but it did pretty good.